We ask the fans to abide by the masking rules and do everything possible to keep our student athletes, our fans, and our community safe. And we're going to continue to work our process. I'm grateful for our health and wellness staff and what they've done and all the experts that have poured into us in trying to help us get to game day. And so from a concern standpoint, I'm not concerned at this point in time. We're going to be at full capacity, and I fully expect to sell out.
That was Jeremiah Dickey, Boise State's athletic director, before Boise State's season opener in Orlando last Thursday. He was talking about this Friday's upcoming home opener on the Blue. And since then, well, a lot has changed. Yesterday, the state implemented crisis standards of care in North Idaho. And while that may be more than 350 miles away, what's happening there will likely affect what's happening here in the Treasure Valley hospitals. And we're told an outright crisis care declaration not that far off elsewhere in the state. As all of this is going on, Boise State fans are getting ready to gather and cheer on the Broncos, that is, in person for the first time in nearly 2 years, at least all packed together like that. Albertsons Stadium is expected to be near or at capacity by Friday night, with 37,000 people hopefully in attendance, as they say. As you just heard, no plans to limit that number. And as we hear constant pleas from medical professionals for people to not gather and to get vaccinated, we wanted to know what BSU is doing to align with that and what medical professionals have to say in return. Here's Katya Stepovic.
1 week ago, President of Boise State University, Dr. Marlene Trump, sent out an email to students and staff stating that if on-campus COVID cases continue to rise, activities and events, things like football games, would be delayed or canceled. But today, preparations for the big game are in full force. And a viewer sent us this question yesterday, asking, quote, with COVID numbers increasing to the point hospitals are full, should BSU have no fans in the stands for this week's game? Good question.
The situation that we see in our hospitals, I'm not sure that it's fully appreciated broadly across the community or across the state because the daily activities happening out and about.
Dr. Mark Nasser, president of St. Alphonsus Medical Group, says just like most of the Gem State, Ada and Canyon counties are also struggling to keep up with the volume of patients needing care. And heading into a gathering with over 30,000 people,
I think folks who choose to attend the game in person should be aware that that would be a situation of significant increased risk and exposure, just because of the numbers of people, large numbers of people gathering together in one place.
Boise State University will require all attendees to mask up, but realistically,
the ability to enforce the wearing of masks or keeping distance when you're gathering that many people in a small space would be very difficult.
Because of that, he says community support is needed now more than ever. And if you're thinking about attending Friday's game, really think about your decision.
This is a situation for sure where we should be very thoughtful about the increased risk to ourselves, to our community, to gather in such a way. We're anticipating that a large gathering of hundreds or thousands of people would result in increased cases that would be reaching our healthcare system in the coming days afterwards.
Although a full house is expected at the home game, Dr. Nasser recommends that capacity is limited in large gatherings as the Delta variant continues to swarm the Gem State.
Our teams are exhausted and they are fraying, and they are needing the help and the support of the community to get through. They probably are unable to sustain the level of effort and level of care that they're providing, which is really above and beyond, much longer.
All right, Dr. Nasser brought up a good point about this enforcement of masks. You heard from Boise State late this afternoon. What do they have to say about this?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, they weren't able to address all of our questions because they're busy setting up for the big day. But they did send us a statement, and I'll read that right here. They say Boise State has been proactive, exceeding current local guidelines by requiring facial coverings indoors and in all crowded outdoor gatherings where physical distancing of 6 feet or more cannot be maintained. Now, we hope to maintain a safe atmosphere by masking along with distancing and proper hygiene. So still no word on exactly how that will be enforced.
Yeah.
But there are about 90% sold out tickets, so about 4,500 left tickets.
Okay, so yeah, it is almost a packed house, not complete sellout, but still 30,000 people, more than 30,000 people, and that enforcement thing is going to be, well, something we're going to keep an eye on for Friday as well. All right.
And they'll have more for us tomorrow. They did mention that.
All right, we'll stay tuned for that. All right, thank you, Katya.